大家好，我係 Michael Lai 賴天宸，11月份競選三藩市11區的參議員，會是第一個華人當參議員，在大陸出生的。Hey everyone, I'm Michael Lai, and I'm running for District 11 Supervisor. I'm a Chinese immigrant, public school kid, educator and entrepreneur, running to focus on safety, good schools, and getting the basics right. What's your all-time favorite outdoor activity? I went on a backpacking trip with two of my close guy friends last year, and we dived into an alpine cold lake and camped in the snow, so that was probably one of my favorites. Love spending time with guys and love being off technology and just in nature. What's your go-to spot in the city to enjoy nightlife? Well, these days campaigning, not a lot of nightlife, but in District 11, we have Corner Store, which is this amazing Korean bar with DJs. Recovery Room on Sunday nights has karaoke, and I can never turn down a good dance floor, so these days we have a lot of political galas. We just had the SF Democratic Party gala, and I was on the dance floor until late. What's your go-to spot in the city to work out? To lift weights, there's 24-hour fitness on Ocean Avenue in my district, and then recently I've been going to pickleball once or twice at the Louis Sutter Courts in McLaren Park, which borders my district in the Excelsior. Can you show us your phone's background photo and tell us why you chose it? Okay, so I don't actually have a background photo. It's black, so that I have a love-hate relationship with my phone. I want to use it less, so black so it's not distracting. What's the last TV show you binge watched? Again, don't watch a lot of TV these days. I think the last one was a rewatch of Avatar: The Last Airbender, which is a show that I watched growing up. I watched it with my sister. It's like a Pixar movie. It's one of those things where you can enjoy it as a kid, but then as an adult, you still enjoy it. There's these themes of friendship and heroism and all these things. What's your favorite movie ever, and why does it top your list? I would say this is a tie between Lion King. Love Lion King. And my mom is really into foreign films. So she and I watched, and our family watched this film called Lives of Others, which is about artists in East Berlin after the fall of the wall. It's like a psychological thriller, and both the memory of watching it with my family and how thrilling the movie was, one of my favorites. What's your dream destination outside of the US that excites you the most? I grew up with a lot of Indian friends, been to a few Indian weddings. Incredible. And India is obviously really fast growing, now the biggest country in the world. So I've never been. I would love to go to India.
而家係時候發揮你嘅想像力同埋創意啦。咁先抽一個慶典活動，然後再抽3個三藩市嘅地標。你可以喺入邊揀一個地標嚟搞呢個活動，講俾我哋聽點解。
All right, event. Rio Carnival in Brazil. Golden Gate Bridge, Union Square, and Little Italy, very interesting. Okay, so Carnival, we already have one in San Francisco every year in the Mission. It's one of the biggest events in the world, 2 million people, lots of dances. I would say, Union Square needs some love right now, coming out of COVID and with some closures. So we would start in Union Square, we would go up north, we would sort of do a little culture tour at the Chinatown Gate into Little Italy, and then lastly, I think I would take everyone on a little maybe parade up through the marina into the Golden Gate Bridge. And what we would do is we would actually have all the dancers walk on either side of the bridge. We'd get some sand from the beach there, and then we'd go on the side of the bridge and we'd do a festival where we pour the sand off the side of the bridge, like a little ritual. And we got to get some TikTokers and Instagram celebrities there too to, get some tourism going for San Francisco. Okay, the event is Hadaka Matsuri, the Naked Festival in Japan. Ghirardelli Square, Coit Tower, the Palace of Fine Arts. I would have to say, so we'd have two parts to this Naked Festival. We would start at the Palace of Fine Arts. There's that beautiful dome. It's where we had the World's Fair. There's the water there. Great place for wedding photos, but everyone's naked. And we'll go under the dome, and we're gonna have some classical opera music playing on all sides while the naked people are under the dome. And then we'll end at sunset, and we'll walk up to Coit Tower. It's a beautiful sunset time period up flowing through Telegraph Hill.
咁而家就從你個選區入面抽2個社區，講一講你鍾意嘅部分，以及覺得佢哋需要改進嘅地方。
Excelsior. This is where I live. I live on Russia Avenue. And Excelsior is such a special place. It's so diverse. It's got this intergenerational Italian, Irish. I live next to the Italian American Social Club, which is a blast from the past. You go in there's a jukebox in the corner that plays oldies with quarters. But there's also all this amazing diverse food from Asia. You have Hawaiian drive-in, you have TY sandwiches, my favorite banh mi. I would say the diversity and community spirit of the Excelsior is my favorite part. In terms of things to improve, there are a lot of vacancies on Mission Street, down Outer Mission Street in the Excelsior. I think last I counted, 47 vacancies. I would really want to work on as supervisor, filling some of those vacancies. In May, worked on a restaurant tour, supporting 39 small businesses, and want to continue that type of work to bring the corridor to life. All right, the second neighborhood is Ocean View. I would say my favorite part of Ocean View is Minnie and Lovey Ward Rec Center. It's a beautiful park, and a lot of community activists spent a lot of time in the last couple decades advocating to get a soccer field there and a modern rec center. Been to multiple events there, including most recently National Night Out with the Taraval Police Station. Areas of improvement. When I knock on doors down there, I hear a lot about potholes and roads that have not been paved. People often feel neglected, as well as slow response times from SFPD because it's so far from Taraval Police Station and the station is very understaffed. So both safety as well as the condition of the streets is something that I would work on as supervisor.
你將會喺呢個箱入面抽到現時三藩市市府或者加州州府喺度進行討論中嘅提案。請講出你嘅諗法啦。
So California Proposition 36, overhaul of Prop 47. Prop 47, while very well-intentioned, had some unintended consequences. We know that retail theft has gone up. We have this $950 limit. And more importantly, it recategorized a lot of felonies to misdemeanors. And I think that reform is needed. Public safety is the number one thing, especially as we have business closures happening in San Francisco as well. And so I do support Prop 36. First, it allows us to actually, if somebody has had 3 or more incidents of retail theft, to then recategorize that to a felony. I think that's important. And the other thing is, I used to be a volunteer preschool teacher in the Tenderloin. And part of why I'm running is last year, the center I would volunteered at shut down because the parents in the Tenderloin no longer wanted to see their kids there. With the needles, the street conditions, fentanyl overdoses have gone up. And what Prop 36 also does is allow people who are addicted to substances to go for treatment to expunge their record of a felony or misdemeanor. And I think that is a good tool to get people off the streets and into treatment. SF ballot measure, changes to business taxes. I am supportive of this measure as somebody who has private sector experience and raised 8 figures of capital and also managed over 70 employees the last few years. It's no secret that downtown is really struggling. We have a 36% vacancy rate. If you look at revenue, the second largest revenue measure in San Francisco is the business taxes, but it's very complicated. It has 14 different categories. It's based on payroll rather than on sales. And so this consensus measure across the mayor, the board of supervisors, and labor and business partners is a step in the right direction to make sure that the city is more resilient and provides incentives for businesses to stay. But I think we need to do more. We also need to make sure that we fund public safety and clean streets so that businesses have confidence in downtown. And we need to be creative about downtown. And I'm personally also excited about exploring things like a hospital extension or biomedical lab space in order to make our downtown more vibrant and save the city from all these big budget cuts. 谢谢大家看正面讲 Face the Bay。我这个11月份其实本来不是想做政治的，但是我觉得现在城市三藩市有点乱，需要新的领导，尤其是强调安全还有好的学校。Thank you everyone for watching Face the Bay. It's been great to be with you all today. If you want to learn more, check out my website, www.votemichaellai.com. Thanks everyone.